Good morning to you people of God. This is the day that the Lord has made. We're going to rejoice in what, y'all? That's right. We're going to be glad in it. I am so glad, y'all, to be in the land of the living. One more time, to God be the glory. Won't he do it, y'all? Woke us up this morning, clothed us in our right minds. It's hump day. And y'all know I'm excited about hump day. Now, I don't have a lot of time and I have to talk about something very important. And so I'm going to just jump into the bird. I love you guys. Thank you for always liking, subscribing, and commenting on my channel. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, listen, we were talking about just learning how to be a soldier for Christ, not allowing the worries of this world to choke us out, let our faith get shattered, right? So now, today we're going to talk about our gifts. You know, because sometimes we feel as though, I got these gifts and I'm not using them, but God has room for me too at the cross. We'll say that. But it's important that we realize the way God has built us. We can say, well, I don't think God expects this much of me or this and that, but God is the judge of that, right? And he knows our abilities. It's so important that we remember, if God gives us a gift, it's because he knows that we can do it. Now, sometimes as soon as we get that gift, we're not sure of it, right? Because we're like, oh Lord, I don't know if I can do this. Because sometimes we don't see the potential that we have, but God knows the ability that he's placed in us already before before we was even born, right? And so it's important that you pay attention to this particular scripture here, because we want to make sure that we are exhausting everything that God gives us for his glory, right? Not for ours, but for his glory. We get gifts for his glory. We get money in our hands for his glory. And so everything that we do is for his glory. And so whether it's money or whether it's our gifts, we need to be using them. Let's jump here into the parable. Today I'm going to go from Matthew 25. I'm going to start at verse 14. And the kingdom of heaven can be illustrated by the story of a man going on a long trip. He called together his servants and entrusted his money to them while he was gone. He gave one 5 bags of silver. To the other one, he gave 2 bags of silver. And to the other ones, he gave 1 bag of silver, dividing it into portions to their abilities. You see that? He already know what you can do. He then left on his trip. Then the servant who received the 5 bags of silver began to invest the money and earned 5 more. The servant with the 2 bags did the same thing and earned 2 more. But the servant who had the 1 bag dug a hole in the ground and hid the master's money. And after a long time, the master returned from the trip and he called them into account, to see how they used the money. And the servant whom he trusted with the 5 bags came up and said, hey, master, I got you 5 more bags. And then the other one who came with who he gave the second 2 bags to, he said, master, I got you 2 more bags. And then the other one said, and the Lord said, the master was full of praise. Well done, my good and faithful servants. You guys been faithful over a few things. I'm going to make you rule over many, right? So he went on, and he got to the one who had the 1 bag, right? And he said, oh, master, I knew that you were a harsh man, harvesting crops you didn't plant and gathering crops you didn't cultivate. I was afraid to lose your money, so I hid it in the earth. Look, here's your money back. But the master replied, you wicked and lazy servant. If you knew I was a harvest crops I didn't plant and gather crops I didn't cultivate, why didn't you deposit my money? At least I would have gotten some interest on my investment. When he ordered them, take the money from him. Take him, honey. Take the money from him. Give it to the man with the 10 bags. And he said, listen here. To those who use well what are given, even more will be given. Ooh, with abundance. But for them who do nothing, even the little that they have will be taken away. He says, now throw this useless servant into the outer darkness where there are weeping and gnashing of the teeth. We don't want to be that, right? We want to be one. If God has given us money, we're going to do what he's called us to do with that money. If God has given us talents, because that's what we're talking here. He's talking to servants, that they are willing to use the gifts that God has given them, not making excuses. Did you notice that? The other ones, the guys who did what they were supposed to do, they doubled the money because God knew the ability that they had. He gave them 1 man 1. Think about it. He gave all the other ones more, but he only gave that 1 man 1 because he knew that the abilities he gave him, Okay, all he can produce is that extra one, right? He gave him what he could do. And he made an excuse. We don't want to be that. We don't want to make excuse. I knew you wasn't right, God. So that's why. Listen here. No more excuses. If God has given us a gift, let us use that gift to the glory of God. Let us be grateful that God has called us with these gifts, and we are going to make an investment on it. All right? So listen, guys, it's important that you know that God knows what you can do, and he is giving you that gift. Step out on faith and use it. Let's not be the one that he says, you little lazy son of a gun. I'm just saying, Lord help me, because I know I do it. But in order for us to go out and tell people about Christ, we have to first sweep around our own house. So let's look at that. Are you using your gifts? Are you doing everything you should do? Or when he comes back, are you going to have an excuse? I love you. There's nothing you can do about this love. Like and subscribe to my channel. Many blessings. Talk to you tomorrow, Thursday. Whoop, whoop.